Hey everybody, welcome to Quantitative Literacy for the spring of 2022. I am excited to have all of you, and I am even more excited to be able to finally go back into the classroom. So I will see most of you, if not all of you, on Monday. And so this video here is just kind of something for you to watch on Friday so you can make sure everything's set up before you come in on Monday. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your Moodle class. Now, sometimes this is going to be a little bit slow because we have a lot of instructors working in Moodle right now, so I've been timing out a lot. So I'll try to edit that out, the video here. But the first page that you should come to when you come into Moodle will have announcements. So anytime I send out an announcement, which I'm going to try to do every week, it'll send a link to your email, but you can also go here and check those announcements as well. Your grade should be here, and nothing's going to show there until after we get some graded assignments in there and I get the gradebook set up. Here's how to navigate within Moodle in transcript form there. So this is, if you're new to Moodle, this will be very helpful for you. Here is the course syllabus. You're also going to need to click on that in order to go farther in the course. So let's talk a little bit about the course syllabus now. We won't spend the entire time talking about it, but at least give you some highlights. So here is the Word document version of it, and I'm going to send this to you today. Today is Thursday as well, just so you have that. It has all the information about the course. It has all of my contact information here, including my office hours and where I'll be on what days. And then it has the course description. Grades is a 10-point scale. 50% of your grade will be from 3 chapter tests that we have during the semester. 10% of your grade will be from your forum posts, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to Moodle. 20% of your grade will be from the MyMathLab homework assignments, and we're going to go through that in the video as well. And then the last 20% will be from the final exam, which will include the last chapter and then everything else that we've covered. All right, so just make sure that you've got a good internet connection. You have a browser. I use Firefox, but I know Chrome also works, and to a lesser extent, the Apple computers will work too, but I've had some issues with those with my MATLAB, so just be careful about using Safari. You will not need a course ID for the MyMathLab because I have it integrated into the Moodle, so we'll see how to do that. Attendance policy, we are going to be meeting 2 times per week. Oh, hold on. So you can have a maximum of 8 absences. That's 15% of the class period, and missing an online lecture or missing an in-class lecture or missing an online assignment or test or quiz or final exam will also count as an absent. So note that you've only got 8 of those total, so use those very wisely. There's no excused absences versus unexcused absences, so just be aware of that. Disability services, you could read on that. Campus security, academic grievance policy, plagiarism. We don't deal a lot with the standard definition of plagiarism here, but definitely no cheating on the tests, that kind of thing. The expectations that you bring a calculator to class. It needs to be either TI-83 or TI-84. Graphing calculator, so you will need to have one of those. If you're in the Warren Early College, you might want to check with the liaison to see about getting one for class. Make sure you finish the enrollment key quiz and you set up with MyMathLab, and I'll show you how to do that like I said. This here is super important. This is the Google Sheets calendar. Here's the link for it here. It's really important that let me go ahead, that you put this into your browser and save it to your browser. So if you're in Firefox, you click on the bookmarks. I know it's not showing it on there. And you can bookmark this, bookmark current tab, so that way you have it. And this will be updated in real time, and it has all of the due dates, the class dates, the test dates, the holidays, all that good stuff is on here. And if something changes or if something closes or something is rescheduled, it'll show on here. So make sure that you are using that daily, that you're checking it every day to see, what's being assigned this week. That's in black there. Everything's going to be due on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. So make sure that you become familiar with this and that you're checking it. Okay, so let's go back to the syllabus. All right, and here is a complete schedule. This corresponds with that Google Sheets calendar that I just showed you. So it also has all the test dates and assignment dates, and all that good stuff. And at the end are the important test dates, including the 3 tests, the SLO quiz, and the final exam. I do drop the lowest grade on the 3 tests, but I do not drop the final exam grade. All right, so let us go back over here and, oops, okay, so when you're done reading that, then make sure you do the enrollment key quiz. So you're going to click on that. It's 10 questions. They're like super hard. I'm just kidding. It's just basically checking to make sure that you understand the expectations of the class. Then this is going to open for you, and this is just really used a lot if you're newer to Moodle. It gives you a lot of Moodle resources, videos, links. Student Coffee House. This is a forum that you can go into and talk with other students. This is usually non-math related subjects or things. And then once you get done with that, the course information page, this is going to be more important here. And I'll show you what we're going to have. So this has some good stuff on here. The welcome video I'm doing now will be right under here. Now this is for registering for my math lab. Here is a video on how to do it, which is pretty much the same thing that's going to be in this video here. And then when you're ready to, you're going to click on My Lab and Mastering Tools. My Lab and Mastering Tools. So we're going to click on that, and hopefully eventually it will open. All right, and you are going to go down to under student links. You're going to click on My Lab and Mastering Course Home. Now when I click on it, it's going to take me right to the Moodle class because I've already built it. But for you, it'll take you to the enrollment part, and what you'll need is that access code. You can either get that access code from the book when you go to the bookstore. It should be in there, or you can also just get a separate access code. You don't even need the physical copy of the book, or you can go directly to the website mymathlab.com, which will take you there, and you can purchase the code online. Or if you're waiting on the code, you can do a free 2-week trial, and that'll show up while you're registering. So that'll give you 2 weeks before you have to put the access code in. So you should be in my math lab by Monday by class. So if you have any issues, please send me an email or give me a call. Here is my math lab, and you can see lots of good stuff in it. Now the course homepage should have any assignments. Now these are all from a previous semester, so they are not actually overdue. We'll have to go in here and change all of the due dates. And we have an e-copy of the book. You can do the e-text. I like to go to the chapter contents here. So for example, if you're going to 2A, you pull that up. and it brings up the page like this. All right, you can navigate from page to page by these little arrows on the left and the right. You can also click on here and navigate to whatever page you want to. Let's say I wanted to navigate to page 78. It will take me right there. You can use the table of contents here to switch to different chapters or sections. So it's really a good ebook here. Unfortunately, there's not a PDF version of it though. All right, that's make sure that you are registered for MyMathLab, and let me go back here. All right, so back on this course information page. After you register for it, you can either go to MyMathLab just by clicking on this link, or you can just go to www.mymathlab.com and go directly there. Student introductions, that's another thing that you're going to need to do. I prefer that this is done before you come to class on Monday, but if it's done by Monday, that's okay too. And please just introduce yourself. You can click on it. I've already done that, although I used that in a previous semester, so I'll probably update that pretty soon here. But you can just click add a discussion topic and introduce yourself. I always like a couple of interesting facts about you, something that you either like to do or interest you, or something that's funny or maybe serious, but just something that we can get an idea of who you are. So this is my last one I did. So I used to surf and skate when I was a teenager. I was much better at skating than surfing. I never got really good at surfing, but I did get pretty decent at skating. All right, and oh yeah, here's the other one. So I got into pool tournaments when I was young as well, and my first pool tournament was on 19, and I got matched in my second round. I got matched against the guy, the top player in all of California, and I ended up running the table on him. So I broke and I hit all the balls in before he could have a chance to play, and oh, that was a thrill. That was a long time ago though. All right, and so yeah, tell me a couple things about you. Some of you are probably thinking, I don't have anything to say. Well, hopefully you do. All right, that's pretty much all we're gonna get from there. And then you can ignore this virtual class session tab. That's for when this class is virtual, and I may end up using it if for some reason we have to go online this semester. Here is a lot of the stuff that we've talked about. So here's the instructions for Friday. Remember, watch the welcome video, read the syllabus, write down any notes and questions, make sure to register for the MyMathLab. We went through that. And just make sure you complete all the Moodle steps, which we've gone through as well. And this will kind of give you an idea of how much time each of those should take. So the expectation is that you spend about 2 hours on this class before Monday. Resources. In the weekly resources, I'll have videos for you on the different sections. Now this is really important here, and ignore this text here because I'm going to change that. I used to give extra credit for it, but now this is a requirement. So except for this first week here, since we really haven't done any assignments, the expectation is that you go in here at least once a week, generally towards the beginning of the week, while you're looking at this, and that you ask at least one question related to the sections that we're covering that maybe you're having a little bit of a hard time understanding or you need a little bit more clarity on, and that you attempt to answer one question that somebody else asks. Now, sometimes that's hard because you want to get in there, you ask your question, but nobody else has asked something. So I will go in there and start with the question that I have about the subject, and you can there can be more than one answer per question, especially if you have a little bit more insight or if you think the answer might be a little bit different. But you do not need to put the correct answer in to get credit for it. You just need a thoughtful attempt at that answer, okay? And explain your reasoning and that kind of thing. Now, a lot of students say, how many words? How many words? I haven't decided that yet. If I see that students are just going in there and putting in 5 or 6 words, then I'll definitely go in and put a requirement for that. But the idea here is that we're communicating with each other. We're creating an atmosphere where we can get some help from the instructor and the other students and that kind of thing. All right. So let me go over back to here. So make sure that you're using this week. It'll be under each one of these sections. I'll be fixing up these sections here this weekend. This will show you what assignments are due this week. But you're using those. Any quizzes, there's only going to be one quiz. It's the SLO quiz, and it's at the end of the 8-week semester. That's on the syllabus there. And then any summary. I usually won't have a summary here. All right. Well, I think that's about it. Please let me know if you have any questions. Again, all of my contact information will be on the syllabus that I send you through the email before class. All right, guys, let's have a great semester, and welcome to quantitative literacy again.